Welcome to another Table Talk. I'm your host, Karen Wilson, and today I have a great show learning more about Habitat for Humanity. My first guest is longtime Habitat worker and organizer, Mr. Todd Herzog. Welcome to the show, Todd.
Thank you very much, Karen.
Yeah, glad to have you. I introduced you as a Habitat worker and organizer. How long have you been at this? And I know it's not a one-man show. There's lots of other people involved.
I joined the Habitat board in '98, which also happened to be the year we built our first two homes that fall. So Habitat for Humanity started in Warren County, I think 3 years prior to that, like '95.
Okay.
I joined in '98 and had been with it ever since. Been a labor of love in every regard. And my particular responsibility is the organizing and recruiting of volunteer groups to help build homes.
Okay, and as we're going to talk about that, but that's a long list of people that help in this endeavor in our area.
The original two homes we built, we had 4 churches. That was it. That's where we drew our volunteers from. And we didn't know a lot about what we were doing, and we had a lot of cold weather. So that took quite a while. That was more than a learning curve. That was a challenge.
Oh, I bet. So going back to 95 to 98 and 31 homes later, how did the local Habitat Humanity for Humanity chapter get started here?
I can give you a little bit of background. Jeff Golden, who was then CEO and president of City Bank and Trust, donated $25,000 of seed money to start a Habitat chapter. So he was active in the early years of the Habitat chapter locally. Another stalwart who's still on our board is Diane Stanley. She was actively engaged in the early formation of the local chapter. And it had its roots, of course. Habitat, by definition, is a Christian-based volunteer effort. And the highlight for me always has been, and it continues to be, the ecumenical nature of Habitat. In other words, you're going to work alongside of other Christian denominations. You find out they don't bite. Their leaders are really talented, and you get to know a lot of nice people that you really wouldn't get to know any other way. And these are volunteers that are doing it for the sake of volunteerism, not to get their name in the paper. So I mean, it's really a gratifying ministry, and where everybody helps each other, and for the benefit of the family that receives a home.
Okay, so let's talk about something, I guess, which is a cornerstone of Habitat, and the belief of how stable housing helps those in need. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, the importance of the stable housing as far as the benefits to these families.
Well, one of the challenges for Habitat is Big Habitat kind of sets the qualifications and rules, and a family could be a single parent, one or more children, but they must have an income stream. Now that income stream could be welfare, it could be disability, but they have to have an income stream that typically is in a range of $7,500 a year to $30,000, depending on family size. So we're dealing with low income families. The challenge for us has been to find people to qualify to get a home that've got a decent credit rating. What you typically find with families in the lower income side is they're used to working with cash. They don't have credit cards. They have cash, and you get X amount of cash. You spend it. When it's gone, it's gone. And so it's a different environment. And also keep in mind that most of the families that we work with have never had an asset like this. They don't know how to manage it. They've never had that responsibility. So one of the things that we do is, in the year prior to being eligible to receive a home, we run monthly training, and that training for a new Habitat owner to be is how to manage that asset. What do you do if you need maintenance? What do you do about this problem? Because they've never had that exposure or responsibility, and so you go from a family unit that is probably in substandard housing, apartment, trailer, into a nice, pretty, brand new home, and that's a big adjustment. But the key to us, we didn't do this in the early years, but the key to us is the training in the rubbing elbows, if you were, with these people through that year plus period. We also asked them to help build their home and others before they up until time to get one. And so we get to know them a lot better than just a tap on the shoulder. Oh, you got a house. I mean, and I think that's been productive. We've made better decisions on the people that we've
gives you an opportunity to mentor them.
Yes, absolutely, and it's appreciated, and it's. I mean, we've only had 3 homes that we've taken back in 21 years. That's really rather remarkable. We work hand in glove with these people, and not just to build a home or to pick them, but all the way through their ownership, and we provide a resource for them if there's a problem, if there's a need, if there's a challenge, if they have a financial problem, whatever the case might be, we're there to help. One of the things that not surprisingly is come into play from the early years, the cost of insurance has gotten far higher than it was 20 years ago. In fact, insurance companies, no matter what we say, there's a minimum that they'll insure a house for. So we may say, gee, that house is worth to us 65 grand. They said no, 85 is our minimum. So the cost of insurance is getting exponentially higher than where it was a few years ago.
Right, and these are things that they have to have the financial means to be able to pay for homeowners insurance and repairs and things of that nature. And of course, like you said, there is a bit of a monthly payback or a monthly house payment.
The receiving family has to pay back the material at cost. There's no markup, there's no interest, just at cost. And we add to that the annual taxes for the immediate year ahead, and also the insurance costs for the year ahead. What that translates into is they get a home for a monthly payout of $350 to $375 a month, which is far less than rent or any other type of housing cost. And of course, in this case, unlike a bank mortgage where your front end is all interest, here there is no interest. So every payment you make is a deduction from the principal, and that you can literally see that principal melt down as you're paying for it. Now, if you were getting a Habitat home, we'd have a second mortgage on the books for labor. That mortgage is excused if you pay the house to term. That's just for our protection on the backside.
Right.
But in effect, you pay for the material cost. And also keep in mind that material cost in our case is below normal retail, because as a charity, we will buy packages of building materials for something less than normal retail.
And these families have a monetary investment in their home, which tends to make all of us a little bit more take care of things better, have a sense of pride because they've helped not only financially with it, but the elbow grease to build the home as well.
The other thing we've noticed, and this happens almost every time, we build a nice brand new home. They're small, but they're nice in a neighborhood, and the neighbors start to fix their home a little bit more. I mean, it kind of gets the neighborhood in the spirit of, gee, let's all fix our place up a little bit to make the whole neighborhood look better, and that is a real reaction that we see almost every time.
Well, that's what I was going to touch on next. I noticed that a big part of the benefits of a Habitat home in the community is the revitalization of the neighborhood, because as you said, neighbors see people putting pride in their home, then they think, well, I want to, give my house a coat of paint. So I'm sure it helps with the neighborhood in general.
That's true. We buy lots, and we have lots donated. We have had lots donated by the city of McMinnville, and we've had lots where there's been broken down or damaged homes that have to be pushed aside. In other words, it's a lot that is not creating any tax revenue for the city,
right.
And you change that to a brand new sparkling home that there is a tax revenue basis for, and that's a huge upgrade to that immediate neighborhood.
Right, and such an incentive for the city to donate the lot or donate the home if that's owned by them. Tell us, all of this seems like it takes a large group of people. Tell us about the board that you have overseeing Habitat, and then some of the organizations that help with Habitat.
Well, we've got like 15 on our board, a lot of experience, a lot of people have been there a long time, like me. We have different committees on the board. Family selection is a key one. They not only review a 6-page application, but they go visit families and they interview them, and that's a well-defined, detailed process. So it helps to ensure that we're making a good decision for all parties involved. We then do family nurturing, which is the training, monthly training. And when they do training, they'll bring in insurance people, banking people, people that are associated with home ownership that could help a new family learn more about that asset they're going to get. Because keep in mind, if they pay that mortgage off the term, they're likely going to have an asset worth over $100,000 at that point in time. Most of our mortgages are 25 years in nature, but in 25 years from now, that'll be a very meaningful asset to that family.
Definitely.
And certainly warrants their attention in every regard and their good custodial care thereof. So, but I'm on the church relations committee because we recruit the volunteer groups. We also help set up the home dedications. That's exciting. Like we'll have a home dedication for our current home in late June, but we expect to get 6 or 7 or 8 different ministers from different Christian churches co-celebrate that dedication, a 20-minute dedication, and it's ecumenical action in front of everybody, in front of all the visitors that come, and we typically get that on a local radio station, and the paper covers it. But we have a building committee that steers the building of a home. Big Habitat provides over 30 different building plans, so that would help provide some personalization to a family based on their size and what their needs are, whether it's handicapped or not.
Right.
We have several handicap homes that we built. So we have a functional committee basis that takes care of each step of that whole process. And I'd say we have enough experience that we have got that well defined as to what we do. We also have a contractor that has worked with us a long time. He and his son do a great job with us, and a lot of those early surprises about what do we do with this, we pretty well got that under control.
Yeah, so after 31 homes, I'd say you guys qualify as
pretty well have
experts
that
for
under
that.
control, but it's still a challenge. It's still exciting, and it's exciting to see people get homes that have never had an asset like that, and it means a great deal to them. And I think that the reward for all of us is that we have a better community going forward. And when you build 30, we're on our 32nd home. I mean, that's been a difference maker for our city, without question.
Oh, yes.
Of the 32, 3 were in the county, so upper 20s in terms of in the city, and that has definitely made a difference in the city, no question.
Right, right, and going into lots of different diverse neighborhoods and neighborhoods that can use the revitalization. As you said, it's always a good thing when a Habitat home is going up in your area. Too, I was noticing your list of volunteer, there's so many aspects of volunteering for Habitat, things you don't even think about. You've got the group itself that's doing some of the hands-on labor, whether it's painting or sheetrocking or whatever. We work 12 or 13 Saturdays, and you take out holidays and a rain day or whatever, but we have a list of what we're going to do each workday, and so you can match up the needs to skills and interests. Like our church likes to paint, so we pick the day that doors are being painted, which in this case happens to be May 4th. You don't think about it, but you think about inside doors, closet doors, bedroom doors, outside doors. Moldings.
There's like 12 doors in a house.
Yeah.
And it has to get 3 coats in each side. That's like 72 doors you got to paint, and that's a lot of painting. And so that usually is the day our church lines up. I'm much better with a paintbrush than a hammer. So
well, and there's even opportunities to provide lunch to the workers.
Yes.
Which you don't really think about that, but I know here at Ben Lomond we've done that before. Not only a work day, but did the lunch thing. So even if you don't have the means of going in and physically helping, there's many ways.
We have several groups on that list that'll do a lunch and maybe a lunch only, and or a morning devotional. A morning devotional is where we have a local minister, ideally with one of our Habitat volunteer groups, that will make it 2 or 3 readings of scripture, 2 or 3 prayers, like a 5 to 10 minute opening, and at 7:30 in the morning, that kind of sets our day up, and we go from there.
And as we said, the people receiving the home are usually there putting in the work with you, being around all of these great volunteers too, and they get to see what all it goes into building it. Tell us about the house that you are currently working on for 2019.
It's another home in Mount Leo Heights, which is near Barr's furniture store up on the hill. And this is the 4th home down on that end of Mount Leo Heights. And there's a lady with 2 children that's getting in the house, and she's been very actively at helping there. So that's been great. I should mention our volunteer groups. We have over 50 different groups that volunteer that we approach about helping us. And that includes, of course, churches. We have like over 20 churches. That includes a number of groups at the high school, which has been great for us and them both. Like this Saturday, Junior ROTC is coming. That'll mean 30 plus hard workers
hard-working men and women.
Sergeant Tim Howard right there, almost with a whip. And let me assure you, they'll work hard.
Yes.
But the opening day, we had the football team and the new football coach, and they help carry all the stuff. We have cheerleaders that come and help. So we have like a dozen groups in the high school that help, and that's been super. We have plants that come and help, or companies, commercial companies. And lastly, we have volunteer groups, like one of the new ones in town, the Young Professionals Club. They have a Habitat Work Day. So we put all those together, and we typically try to get 3 or 4 volunteer groups each work day. So we spread that labor requirement out over more than one group, and that works out really well.
Okay, well that is great information, Todd. Thank you for giving us kind of an overview on Habitat. Lots more information to come though. We have to take a short break now, but we'll be back with Mr. Terry King, who's going to give us the particulars of finding Habitat families and what some of the qualifications are. Up next on Table Talk.